Hello everyone, Pinder Productions here, and today I'm back with episode number 40, I believe, or 39, I'm not too sure about that, but anyway, we are here in Brazil for round number 20 of this career season, and I'm going to go and put the AI driver level up a level, and we have a R&D event. So the new part has been fitted, so we've moved up another upgrade level. Part information is there, another 8 horsepower, so that's a massive improvement. And we're up into second on the vehicle performance comparison. We haven't got enough resource points to do the upgrades I want yet, so here are the resource points you have after qualifying, 821. So hopefully we'll have enough now, but I don't think so. I think we might need a little bit more than this. If we have a look. Yeah, we don't quite have enough still, only have enough for the fuel, so let's go to qualifying on the soft compound tyres, and here we go for the start of our lap in Brazil, as we go across the line to start the lap and brake for the first corner a little bit early, but I don't want to lock up and go off in the first corner, which is a mistake I made at some points during the practice sessions, and we go a little bit wide through the first corner, but we do keep a good speed, and coming up on the final straight now, I got a bad exit out of the corner leading up to this straight, but we did get P7 in the end, which is within the target that the team had set us for qualifying. So here are the resource points that we have after qualifying, and after qualifying in P7. So we have 861 now. And if we see our rivalry update with Rosberg, looks like Rosberg is catching up to us, but not quite close enough to lead the rivalry, so I'm still winning that. We have +1 and -1, so that I guess that equals to 0, and we stay at 10, which is good to see. And if we go to research and development, do we have enough? Oh, we do have enough to do the drag upgrade, so I'm going to set that upgrade, and we are going to go to the race. Oh, we have an achievement. Oh, what's this for? Making progress. 50% of vehicle upgrades applied. That's good to see.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Nico Rosberg will start his silver arrow from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Perez, Kimi Raikkonen and Ricciardo.
And so here is my strategy, starting on the softs and making our way onto the hards with a little bit of extra fuel added on for good measure as we go to 5 red lights, and it's away we go for the start of this penultimate race at Brazil, Sao Paulo, the Brazilian Grand Prix. Doesn't need any more introduction, no it doesn't, as we go into the first corner and make up a position on Ricciardo and go up into P5, so we made up 2 positions. I don't know who else it was that we made a position up on. I think it was Kimi Raikkonen. Vettel manages to go round our inside and then get the inside line through the first couple of corners, so now we try and do a late braking move to get up Vettel's inside, and we're going to go side by side through this ending of the first sector here, and I'm going to try and hang it around the outside up through the hill section. Going up the hill, but I have to go wide, and that allows Ricciardo and Verstappen to come back through, so that puts me down into P7. So it looks like Raikkonen has lost a couple of positions to both me and Verstappen, so I'm going to have to try and look at re-overtaking Verstappen and Ricciardo at some point, and I try and go up the inside of Verstappen, and I make the move before the end of the second sector as we come now down through the final parts of the second sector and come into the third sector around that corner and up the hill up towards where the DRS straight would be when DRS is activated, although not activated yet. However, I do have rich mix on, and Rosberg sets the fastest lap of the race as we come across the start finish line and brake for the first corner, trying to gain on Ricciardo a bit as we come through the first S's section, the 2 and 3 corner, and we come up again to the first DRS straight of the lap. Obviously not DRS at the moment. I set a fastest sector there, purple sector, through that split, and we go following Ricciardo up the hill now, and out into the final sector we go, up towards the pit straight. I was going to say the final straight, but it's really the pit straight because this isn't the end of the race. I'm going to try and look up the inside blocks me off a bit, Perez, and now I set the fastest lap of the race, and I have overtaken Ricciardo once again. DRS is enabled, so hopefully I'll be able to pick that up off of the back of Vettel, and it looks like I have, so I go a little bit wider than Ricciardo, and I go off the racetrack. That's going to allow Ricciardo to catch back up to me, who probably also has DRS, so it looks like I'll be using it to defend as I brake late and try to close in on Vettel, but it's not quite close enough, and he's able to gain on the exit of that corner. And it looks like I'm being pressured now by Ricciardo. It looks like I'm going to have to try and ace this section, try not to go wide like I did on the first lap, and I have stayed on track luckily, so no going wide this time round, and I have defended my position so far to Ricciardo, although he is staying close, and I am keeping tabs on Sebastian Vettel, and I'm not close enough to make a move into that corner. I have made moves into that corner before on this game, but not this time round, sadly. Although we are going to go around and hopefully get DRS on the main pit straight as we go round the, well, I call it the final corner. It's not really the final corner, but it's the final one that has a braking zone. And we go up the hill now, and we do have DRS on Sebastian Vettel. So as we activate that, we're going to go to the outside this time, and we just about get the move done there with enough room on the track. Luckily not going off or colliding with Vettel, but we do just about get the room, and it looks like he's going to have DRS on me this time round on this DRS straight, the first one of the fourth lap here. I think I'll be pitting at the end of this lap depending on tyre wear and things like that. Is Vettel close enough to overtake? He is very close there if you look in the rear or in the left rear view mirror, but he isn't close enough to overtake, luckily for me, and we have kept P4 in this race. Coming up towards the end of lap 4, the team want me to pit, but I'm not going to because the tyre wear is still under 50% and the rears are still pretty good, and the last lap felt pretty quick, although slower than my fastest lap. As I look up into turn 1 there, not a best thing for saying while I feel like the tyres are good, but they have felt really good, so I'm going to stay out one extra lap and pit at the end of lap 5. Looks like Vettel is closing in a little bit, as you can see the proximity area. He must have DRS on me. But he's not close enough to make any overtakes into the corner there, so I have kept P4 once again at that DRS straight. At the top of the hill now, at the end of lap 5, Vettel is closing in and I'm going into pits, and oh no, my teammate's just gone into the pits as well. Oh dear, this is going to mean that we are double stacking, and it's not going to be good for me. Probably going to lose some positions. Somebody else is coming to the pits, so who's that? Looks like Verstappen. So I would guess Verstappen's going to get out ahead of me. As we put the tyres on, yeah, I think he's just gone out ahead, and I've been held a little bit there, but I've come out ahead of Alonso, so that's a plus anyway. Oh, we're coming out behind Ricciardo, not Verstappen, but yeah, this is not good. P20, and all because my teammate pitted at the last second there, as well as, oh no, I am behind Verstappen as well. That is annoying because I was hoping I'd get out, but obviously I haven't been able to, and I haven't been able to do a clean stop because my teammate also came in on lap 5. Why isn't there an option in this game to say I'm staying out? Because that would make it so much better for organising new pit stop strategies. I even put box this lap at the bottom of the hill, so I think this game needs, or the next game anyway, needs the option to say I'm staying out as I lock up in that corner there. But anyway, we are out in P20, so not the best position to be in, but hopefully we can make some overtakes, and hopefully we will gain when other people decide that they want to pit. And we are coming up to a long train of cars that is going up the hill here, so we're going to see if anybody pits on this lap and what position we will be in after these pit stops. As we go up the hill, it doesn't look like there is oh no, there are a couple of cars exiting the pits at the pit lane exit now, so hopefully we will be able to overtake them as we go around the first couple of corners here, and we are in line with whoever that is coming out the exit. It is Jenson Button who we are ahead of, and up into P19 for me now on lap 7. Now at the end of lap 8 we are exiting the final braking zone to go up the hill towards the pit straight, and we are now on the back of this long train of cars, and I am going to get DRS on Max Verstappen, who is going to get DRS on the cars ahead of him, but hopefully maybe I can make a late braking move into the first corner as we go now, lunging up his inside. He has nowhere to go and I overtake him just about for P17. It looks like I've overtaken somebody who went into the pits as well at some point there. And I do have DRS late on the activation there, as we were a bit scruffy through the first couple of corners. Is Verstappen going to make a diving move? No, he isn't. Although he does get very close there, and it still remains very close through this corner. So I'll be hoping to pull away from him and get close to his teammate Ricciardo, who's following the two Renaults here. This is a long train of cars we have to get through to get up into points. As you can see, most of these cars probably do need to pit, as we are seeing Ricciardo here on the medium, so they're going to go trying up the inside of Ricciardo. Can I make the move? He's going to be side by side. He's going to have the inside line. I'm going to have to relinquish P16 there from Ricciardo. But now we get to go up the hill and up towards the DRS detection point, and it looks like, going to be close enough for some DRS, but Verstappen is also getting close behind as we activate DRS again on the straight. Hopefully we can make a similar move on Ricciardo, Verstappen's teammate, and possibly on Palmer here up the inside. And I go up the inside of Julian Palmer, the Renault, and up into P14 in the race on lap 10 now. And we go and follow the Sauber of Nasser now out of the first sector. We have Ricciardo right behind us, like some kind of honey badger. Forgive the Australian puns there. But he is right behind, hoping to gain positions as well. And it looks like he has profited on Julian Palmer and us overtaking him. It looks like I'm now right behind the two Saubers of Ericsson and Nasser, who have just swapped places. I'm going to go up the inside of Marcus Ericsson there, and I make the move once again. So one car between me and Daniel Ricciardo. I'm going to go and try and make a move on Felipe Nasser now as we go up the inside. Am I close enough? Yes, I am, and that's an overtake on both Saubers up into P12. And the next car ahead is my teammate Sergio Perez, as I get a little bit wide there on the curbing. And now we go back up the hill again. There's a lot of going up hills in this race, if you didn't realise already. Up towards the pit straight and the DRS straight. Not close enough, sadly, to my teammate Sergio Perez to get DRS on him. But hopefully I'll be able to gain some time over the next couple of laps as he gets held up by the manners. And it looks like I really have gained it through that braking zone on Sergio Perez and Rio Haryanto, and it looks like I will be getting DRS, probably not close enough to make any kind of overtakes yet. You can see Perez going for an overtake there on the left of Rio Haryanto, going up the inside, and now I am very close to Rio Haryanto, hoping to make some moves on him as well as my teammate just did. So I'm just going to try and stick with this pace, this strong pace, and try and go round Haryanto's outside. So I go a little bit wide once again like I did on the first lap, and I'm not quite close enough because of that to overtake. And again, going to try and make a move round the outside, but again not close enough. So we're going to try and make another move up the inside here like I did on Nasser, I believe it was, and now I can see Perez in my sights, and I should hopefully get DRS on him as we go up towards the pit straight through the final braking zone of this lap. On lap 11 we are on now. Really climbing through the laps in this action. Lots of commentating to be done in this section of the race. I think turning the difficulty up was a good decision, a bit more realistic of the Force India's. Double stacking obviously wasn't the best idea. As we go 3 wide into turn 1 now, I try and hang back a little bit because I was going to get squeezed out, and my teammate Perez makes a move on Pascal Wehrlein, and now I'm going to get DRS on Pascal Wehrlein, and hopefully we'll overtake him up towards turn 4, I believe this one is. So we're going to try and make an overtake. Pascal Wehrlein also has DRS, but I make the overtake up for P9, so I'm now into the points. So I was already in the points, I didn't realise I was in P10, so P9 now in the points, getting 2 points so far in this race. Hopefully I will get more later on, but this is a good position to be in, and it looks like I'm keeping close to my teammate Sergio Perez. Now at the end of lap 12 we are coming past the pits, following Perez once again as we overtake Grosjean and another car while they make their pit stops. So we are now up into P7 behind Sergio Perez in this race, and we're going to get DRS on him, so I'm going to be hoping to maybe make a braking move into this corner, but it doesn't look like I'm close enough at the moment. No, I'm really not close enough to overtake him, and looks like he keeps P6 from me. And so it looks like somebody is in the pits at the end of lap 15 here, and I am close to Sergio Perez, so hopefully again I will get DRS as I go up into P6 at this stage in the race, going round this third corner to get DRS again not close enough to my teammate Sergio Perez at this stage in the race, braking later than he is hopefully going to try and make any sort of moves on this lap. It's going to have to be closer, so it doesn't look like I'm close enough again at the moment in the race, although it does look like I am gaining on him slightly, so hopefully I will be able to overtake him as soon as we go into this corner. I'll go a little bit deeper than he does, but I'm still very, very close, and it looks like I am actually gaining on Sergio Perez at the moment. And now through turn 1 of lap 17, we are very, very close to Perez through the first couple of corners and the DRS detection point. Hopefully I'll be able to make an overtake in this stage of the race, if any. And again, he's got very, very far away on this straight, so it doesn't look like I'm close enough again at the moment. Although I am going to try and hope to gain on him at some point over this lap, because I really, really, really want that P5, the extra points ahead of my teammate, and also the team standing in at the end of the race. The team standing, I want to have a high team standing, and hopefully maybe get some more sponsor bonuses, although I'm not sure. As we follow Perez up the hill, am I going to be close enough? No, I'm not in this corner at the moment, although as we come into the final sector, I am looking very close, so hopefully I will get DRS on the pit straight, and maybe I'll be able to overtake him there. And it does look like we are keeping up with Perez. Hopefully we will keep up out of that corner. It looks like we are within DRS range. Will we get the orange bar? Yes, we will. So we are within DRS range, and it looks like we're going to be able to overtake us. I'm late on the activation of the DRS, although we go up the inside of Sergio Perez, and into turn 1 we go side by side, and I'm now ahead of Sergio Perez. So it looks like I'm going to have to defend now on this DRS straight, because I would assume Sergio Perez will have DRS. As you can see, the detection proximity arrow there behind getting larger and larger and more full, and I've kept the position on the DRS straight, and it looks like I now have P5 in this race behind Kimi Räikkönen. As I go wide, is that going to allow Perez to come back through? No, it's not. I'm going to have to defend hard as we go up through this section, the middle sector, and you can see Kimi Räikkönen there ahead. I don't think I'll be able to overtake him on this final lap of the race now. I didn't realise, so this is good to see. But I am in P5 on this final lap, so I'm so happy about this position. I made up 2 positions so far. I just need to hold this position from my teammate as Nico Rosberg comes through to win the race. It doesn't look like I'm going to be close enough to Kimi Räikkönen, but I am going to be far enough ahead of my teammate, I think, there on the mini-map, to come in to finish the race P5. Really good race in Brazil. Glad it was a dry race. Well, dry throughout really, practice, qualifying and the race.
Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings.
So now we can take a look at the top 12. You can see Rosberg, Hamilton, Vettel, Räikkönen, the 2 Force Indias, Bottas, Verstappen, Sainz, Alonso, Button and Grosjean, and then the Drivers' Championship, I'm still in 3rd. Vettel moves up into 4th ahead of Ricciardo, and we have another achievement, overachiever, spent at least 75% of the season being rated as overachieving. That's good. Scuderia Ferrari move ahead of Red Bull once again in the Constructors because of their good weekend, and it looks like a very good race for Räikkönen as well, who moves ahead of Verstappen, so both of them ahead of each of the Red Bulls. And this has been a very good race, I think, all in all. Looks like Rosberg and Hamilton are in a battle with each other for the Drivers' Championship win, Constructors has already been won by Mercedes, so nobody else can challenge for that at the moment. 132 career resource points at the end. Oh no, got a few more. 195 resource points, looks like, at the end of this episode, so not enough for any upgrades once again. How's the rivalry holding up against Rosberg? I am still leading the rivalry just about, so that's very good. Marginal winning, but still beating him. Session goal +1, teammate +1, drivers championship +1, so that's all very nice to see. Career score is, if we can skip it, if we just watch 0-0 plus 152 plus 104, there we go, that's the career score. And this is the end of the episode. Again, I'll leave a link, same as the previous episode, to the straw poll I made, so you can choose which team I will use in the next game, F1 2017. And I also plan to live stream the final of this career series to YouTube after my update video, the last video that I uploaded, so I will probably stream it to YouTube then, as well as making the video as I usually do to round off this game before F1 2017 comes out on the 25th of August. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.